after being exposed to a blank canvas, it's kind of like a painting coming at you and just overwhelming you and engulfing you. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Nothando and I make videos on construction, lifestyle and travel. You know this. On today's video, we are going to talk about why we stay so long at the mall. Have you ever wondered? I have. I personally do not like the mall, and the reason is that it never takes the quick 5 minutes that I hope for it to take. So I've often asked myself this question, especially when I realize I'm just like, hold on. I went to go buy eggs, bread, and noodles. Why do I have a pair of shoes and a dress from YDE with me right now? Like, what happened? And then I remembered I used to have a course in varsity called construction materials, and this course is generally what it says it is. It's literally learning about construction materials. I loved this course, only because I felt like I'm actually learning something practical, kind of like when you are in life science and you learn how the ear or the eye works and you can like see it and it's tangible. And I felt like that. Construction materials felt like the biology of the construction industry, and I loved every bit of it. And I remember we did a course where we were learning about the psychology behind different types of buildings, and this is how this video came about. How did malls come about? Meet Victor Gruen. He was an architect born in Vienna, Austria on the 18th of July 1903. He is best known as a pioneer of the design of shopping malls in the United States. He is also noted for his urban revitalization proposals. So he revamped CBDs. He started off designing shop fronts to attract customers into the shops, and throughout his career, Gruen eventually came up with the concept of the shopping mall, which he had envisioned as a mini city under a roof. Fully enclosed from the outside world, but covered with skylights, greenery, and temperature control. He imagined malls being a place with statues, restaurants, and fountains, a place where people could spend their time catching up and communicating with each other, kind of like Melrose Arch, but with a roof. Victor was then linked with the Gruen Effect. The Gruen Effect describes the moment people enter a store and they are immediately overwhelmed, thus causing them to forget the initial reason for going into the shop. So they are more inclined to making more impulsive purchases. This is how Victor figured out a way to lure in customers into shops by designing appealing window displays, and he argued that a good design equals good profits. The more beautiful the design, the longer the customer will stay, and the longer the customers stay, the more money they will spend. In order for the Gruen Effect to be fully impactful, the shopping center was designed. And if you look closely, shopping centers on the outside actually are plain, but nowadays they look a bit artsy and beautiful and pretty. But at the end of the day, you can't really see what's inside the mall, and you can't really see the shops that are inside the mall. So it might be nice with like a zigzaggy thing coming off there. All you have is like a box, which is predominantly white, and the names of the shops that are inside the mall. What I've also picked up is that just because the name is close to this certain entrance doesn't mean that the shop is by that entrance. And I also think that's part of the Gruen Effect, to kind of add the confusion of you being overwhelmed when you get in. So shopping malls are designed to attract people to what's inside the mall and not necessarily what's outside. So how this then makes the Gruen Effect more impactful or overwhelming is that you're exposed to this plain exterior building, and as soon as you get in, it's like psh, Lovisa, factory, Cotton On, Woolworths, all these pretty shops that then you're like, oh no, I was actually here to, I want to go to Pick and Pay, but Lovisa's got a sale. Let me just pass through Lovisa. You end up forgetting why you were there because everything looks so pretty, so fresh, and after being exposed to a blank canvas, it's kind of like a painting coming at you and just overwhelming you and engulfing you. And also the temperature control, and sometimes the music in the mall and the smells. If it's La Senza, I hate how La Senza smells, by the way. It's like a lingerie shop, but then it's so specific and distinct. This is how it works. This is how it works. It's all psychology. All psychology. The layout of the mall is also designed to kind of trick your brain and confuse it. Even if you've been to a mall before, it's easy for you to be still Gruen affected at the mall. The layout of the shopping mall is also deliberately set out. Supermarkets are usually placed at the far end of the mall. Toy shops, bookshops, clothing stores are often in the middle, and the restaurants are towards the entrances. That is all on purpose. You already need to buy groceries and you know the mall has a pick and pay, game, checkers, etc. That is usually your primary reason for going into the mall. You're really there for exclusive books, cotton on, or toys. So the layouts will force you to walk through these long corridors, passing your cotton on with beautiful sale displays before you reach your pick and pay. And more often than not, something will catch your eye and you end up with a new pair of shoes. When you eventually get to pick and pay and weave yourself through the different aisles trying to stick to the items on your shopping list, you still need to power through the trap aisle at the end. It is all deliberate. When you eventually get to pick and pay and you're there for your bread, pick and pay has its own Gruen Effect within the mall because the fresh produce is all there at the back, so you need to now pass this 50% off iron, which you might end up coming back home with an iron. This is a true story with me. An iron or a straightener, because it was 20 bucks. Why do I even need a straightener? I'm just like, I once got home and I'm just like, and you're like, but it was 30 bucks. And then after getting your groceries in there, you need to then go pay at the till. And when you get to the till, there's your sweets or trap aisle, as I like to call it. There's your BioPlus, gum, which you need to power through if that's not part of the list. And then after paying, you were tired. Now your legs are just like, ooh. Now you need to walk past the corridor again. And then you're like, exclusive books. I wanted that book the other day. Let me pass through exclusive books. Plus, exclusive books got really comfortable couches. So you get an exclusive books, you sit on the couch, which is really, nice and cushy. You take the book, you browse through it. They're making coffee, and there's also like delicious caramel popcorn cake. Let me try the cake. It's not gonna hurt. I'm already here. You have your cake with your bit of coffee while you're browsing through your book that you've been wanting to buy. And then you kind of feel guilty that you went through the book and you didn't pay for it. And they're not mad. It's not like they're expecting you to, but you internally, there's a mind game there. Sorry about that. There's a mind game there. So internally you feel bad for not paying for the book. So then you take the book and you pay for it. Obviously. Before you get to the tickets where you pay for the car ticket, that's also strategically put way outside because you have a time limit. As soon as you pay, you need to like vamoose. So they put it at the in just to like keep you in for longer, you know. So you get, as you're getting to the entrance, remember where the restaurants are? Nazoya. Sausage Saloon, I mean, you had cake with the tea, but like later on you might be hungry. So maybe, do I sit down now or do I take it away? Oh no, I'll take it away. Take away Sausage Saloon. They've got unlimited sauces and yeah, chips. I'm gonna buy my hot dog or whatever. And ching ching for them all. Then you pay for your parking, and then you're in the car, and then you go home. Now that I've enlightened you, I'm going to give you tips on how you can be a bit more effective with your shopping and how you can try to avoid all the Gruen effects that come with the design of malls and kind of like protect your pocket, protect your sanity, and not come back home with an iron when you hadn't planned to buy an iron. Tip number 1. Eat before you go shopping. My mom used to always say this, especially when you're going grocery shopping, because sometimes you are there by Pick and Pay, you end up buying acha and dough, and you're thinking, I'm gonna make my own magwinyas when I get home, but that's so much effort. You're just hungry and you're imagining the food done, so you buy more groceries than you should. You buy things that are not on your list, and yeah, you start making all these different meals because you're thinking with your stomach. So eat before you go to the mall. Number 2, if you're buying the basics, if you're just there for eggs or whatever, rather go to like a complex or a corner shop, like a small little local spaza shop if you have one there. Usually you just need to walk there, it's by the corner. It's slightly a bit more expensive, but you actually save time. You probably are saving money because you're not driving to the mall, and you can probably walk there. So, and you're supporting a local shop, which is good for the economy anyway. So support the local shop. 3, make a shopping list. Sometimes you think, I'm going to remember that I just need eggs, but you have not factored in the Gruen Effect. So if you have a shopping list, you can always like be like, hey, focus, there's no iron on this list. Do not get the iron, do not get the straightener. Focus, we're here for bread, noodles, and BioPlus. Come on, girl. Use your debit card instead of your credit card. The credit card sometimes has like a false sense of, this is not my money, or it's rich. I don't know. You feel slightly disconnected to it. So rather use a debit card than your credit card, or which is not advisable in these times. I'd say cash back in the day. But have your budget and stick to it. It feels really good. What I like doing as well is like when I have my budget, I try to like undercut the budget. Like, okay, I'm going to spend 1,000 rands on groceries today. And then I'm going to aim for 800 rands or something like that. So have your budget, use your debit card or use cash yeah. Lastly, park close to where you're going. You don't want to be passing low visa. I mean, you are already going to be tempted through the little entrance that you have to go through, passing a restaurant, passing a bookshop, passing this and that. But it's better to pass those than passing YDE. Now you're coming back with a ball gown because it was on sale and you think you saved money. No. So park as close to the entrance as possible so that you avoid the temptation. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I actually really enjoyed researching how we are being subtly manipulated. If you want to know more about Victor Gruen, you can actually read up on him. Before passing away, he hated the concept of malls. He hated them, like completely hated them. And he also didn't like the fact that he was associated with something that sounds so manipulative, like his name, like Gruen Effect, because he's like, that was not his intention. But yeah, it's really an interesting topic. I hope you found it interesting. Please do let me know if you like these type of videos. Absolutely nobody asked for this. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. See you later in another video. Mwah.